By using the SoundChannel, and SoundTransform classes, we'll learn how to control loading and playback of external MP3 files, use the SoundTransform class to control the volume and panning of sounds, use the slider component to control the properties of the SoundTransform class, use an array to store a playlist of MP3 files, use methods of the TextField class to add characters to and remove characters from text strings, and finally to use ID3 tags of an MP3 file to access information about that file. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate for you what we're going to do today. So over here, we're going to go to our Finder, and we're going to just go look at our files here. I'm going to show you the completed file over here. So I'm going to open this. And over here, we have our completed file lesson here. And I'm just going to click on this file. As you can see, play some music, increase the volume, lower the volume. I can also change the panning, so this to the left, to the right. And I can change songs. Okay, so that is our lesson for today. So let's just begin by opening up our starting file. So we're going to just open up this start file over here, and as usual we're going to save it as a working copy. Okay, so now I'm going to just show you a little bit of what our file looks like. Okay, the first layer, bottom layer, is just a very simple layout. Just one piece of graphic here that just divides the stage into different sections. We next have the song buttons. So these are different song buttons. Notice over here the different names. One is song 1, okay, song 2, song 3, song 4, song 5, song 6. And if we look at the components here, okay, which we looking at the song, okay, so looking at one of these song items, I'm going to double click it. So notice inside these song buttons, there's a text field that says title, and underneath there is artist, which is the artist name. Finally, we have text fields. Over here, the top is song title. At the right is info. Over here it's volume label, and the other side is pan label. And of course this is an empty layer for our sliders, and finally there's an actions layer. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to add sliders to our project. So we're going to come over to this layer here. Okay, I'm going to lock everything, choose the first frame of the sliders layer. Okay, and we're going to go over to components here. Now come over here, and we're going to choose slider here, and we're going to just drag it here. And go drag one more component over here. Okay, so we have two sliders here. Okay, let's just align them properly. Okay, just go align them. And as well as that, we got to align it together with the text fields, and we got to align them. Same thing here. Select both of these and align them. Okay. So now that we've got these two sliders over here, we got to just give them instance name. Okay, and the top one is going to be called. Okay, so let's see. So this is called vol label, so we're going to put this as vol slider, vol slide. And this is called pan label, so this is going to be the pan slide. Okay. Now, so we got the names. Now we're going to change the settings over here. So now notice I'm going to just zoom in a little bit for you to see. Okay, so notice this. So I'm going to look at the component parameters of this item here. Okay, and we got to change the settings here to create some ticks and marks. So we got to do live dragging, and we're going to change the maximum value. So instead of 10, it's going to be 1, minimum is 0, snap interval is 0.1, and the tick interval is 0.1, and the value is 0.5. There we have it. And so after you save, you get this tick symbol and it's on the center. Next thing you do, we do the same thing as well for the pan slider. So you put live dragging, and you can put here 1, -1, 0.1, 0.1, and 0. So 1, -1, 0.1, 0.1, 0. Okay, so that's it. And notice that the settings are changed there. Okay. Now anything else we got to do here will be all done in ActionScript. So let's just open up our Actions panel over here. Okay, so we've got to choose frame 1 of the Actions panel. Okay, now the first thing is the most of the time when we do imports, if it belongs to the Flash package, it will be imported automatically. But for our case this time, this slider event class is not imported automatically, so you have to type it in yourself. So you got to type this: import fl.events.slider event. Okay. So if we ever want to find out more about all these Flash help, okay, we want to find out help, we can always go to Flash help here and find out all the different classes that are available for us to use. So you can always come to language elements and you can see all the different type of okay, hold on. Okay, I agree. Okay, so well, in the meantime, while Flash is being set up, we're going to go and continue on to our next event. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we'll learn how to transform the sound that we create. Then we're going to be able to change the volume, the panning. So we're going to use a few objects here. These 3 objects or classes are the sound. So we're going to create a sound object, and we're going to create a channel, which is the channel in which our sound comes through. And we got to put in transform so that we can transform our sound. Okay, so we have one sound which is to store the sound. The channel allows us to play the sound, and the transform allows us to adjust the sound. Okay, so a very good habit that we can have is to always put comments in our code so that when we come back to it later, we'll be able to remember why we put what these variables are all about. So I can just put 2 slashes here and say, I can say, for example, these variables will store instances of sound related classes. Okay, so these are our comments here. Okay, so underneath this, we got to create a few more variables to keep track of what is the name of the song, what is the current volume, and what's the current panning setting. So var current song. Okay, and we got to put sound. So sorry, string var current volume number equals to 0.5. var current pan number equal to 0. Okay, so the variable current song will hold the name of the song, volume, current volume, and pan with the current pan value. Okay, so next thing is to keep an array of our songs. So we got to create this. So song list array goes to new array. Now we're hard coding it here for now, but in the next lesson we'll learn how to read it from a file, so it doesn't have to always be you have to edit our Flash file. We can always modify it in a XML file later. Okay, so that's the list of our songs that we have. And we got to set the song titles next now. By creating an array, you can create an array using the new function, new operator that will create a new array, and you add in the default values here and you'll assign it to the song list array. So we've got to set the song titles using a loop. So remember this part of our symbol here. Hold on, song buttons. So notice here there's a title here inside our song. So what you got to do is that we are going to add in some code that will put in all these values. So now if I do a test first, no song list is here. So I'm just going to put in some code here that will allow us to enter the code. So we've got to create a loop here. So for var I equals to 0 on song list.length. So we say if for the, oops, okay, we'll say this. Text equals to song list string, so it converts it into a string. So what this does is that it goes through the length of our array here, and it puts into song here. Now what it means is this is the current stage, and it's looking for an object that's called song 1 or song 2 or song 3 or whatever. Looks up its title, a property called title, object inside is called title, and it sets the text value as the song list item. Okay. So let's test it out. So notice now the titles have all been added here. Okay, so we got to modify text bit a little bit, because the one thing about it is that the MP3 extension is still there. So we got to replace the MP3 extension. Okay, with nothing, with an empty string. So we got to change it slightly. So we can just take this part over here, cut it, paste it here. Over here, I'm going to say var string equals to song list string. Okay, and over here we got to type this string is equals to string dot replace. And it's going to replace .mp3 with nothing. Okay, and the clip equals to this part here. Let me say, okay, give me the title, the title box, and say clip.text is equals to okay, and let's try it out. And notice now there's no MP3 extension. Okay, so the next thing is when we are doing our program here now, notice there's this slider here. Now we only want it to be seen when we start playing music, okay? Because right now there's no music to be played. So we just gotta change it so that, okay, we gotta just change it here. I'm gonna just put this thing over here. I'm going to say pan slide dot visible, so false. Okay, so now let's try it again, and notice that the sliders are invisible, they can't be seen. Okay, so next we're going to program the buttons to select songs. Okay, so right now there's nothing to do, so just got to add event listeners to all these buttons here. So we're just going to type here song1 dot add event listener mouse event dot click, and then you got call choose song. Okay, so very simple. I'm just gonna type everything here, copy it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you got just changes to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we got to create this choose song function. So function choose song mouse event. Okay, so if there's a mouse event here, so you got to put mouse event here, or if you want an event. And we got to just change, select the song. Okay, so what is it? And we got, now remember, now if we look at our finder here, our MP3s are inside the MP3 directory. That means one directory higher than this over here. So we got to add in the path as well. So over here, so we got to find the song. We got to create a switch statement. Switch. Okay, and based on the current target name. And you got to just type your case. If it's song 1, current song is equals to song list 0 as string. Okay, and you got to do a break, and that's it. So same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm just gonna format everything nicely so we have it. So I'm gonna change the songs here. So song 1, song 2, song 3, song 4, 5, 6. Okay, so here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so by using this, we are able to reconstruct the path to our MP3 files. And next, we're gonna be able to work with our sound objects. Okay, so if you want to see what is the sound, okay, I'm gonna just do a switch trace. To show you that, well, if we do play it, it should be able to trace ours. So okay, there's an error, so let's just check our compiler errors. Okay, so let me see, song 1. It's supposed to be click. So this is just a lesson for you to say that, well, most computer languages are very case sensitive. Okay, so notice if I click on these buttons, you'll create these file names. Okay, so the next thing is, let's delete this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is that, okay, now the thing is, one of the things is that what we have to do to check is that if a song is already playing, we have to stop the song. So how do we do it? We just use an if statement, because we have to stop the song before we play the next song. So just type this, if sound not equals to null, that means not empty. We gotta say channel.stop. Okay. Else sound equals to new sound. Okay, we gotta create a new sound object. So what happens is that if the sound is not now, we gotta stop the sound, and then we gotta set it to a new sound object. Okay, so after this, what you got to do is that we got to load it. Sound.load new URL request again. Okay. So this one will load the song into our program. And the other thing is now we want to be able to transform our song and play it. So got to create a new channel. Okay, and we got to create a transformation object. Okay, so the transformation will take its take the current volume, current pen from the values in our variables. Now just be careful that the volume in ActionScript is set from 0 to 1. Okay, so 0 is silent and 1 is full. So do not mistake it for 0 to 100. Okay, so you put this setting to 2, it will be twice as loud, and 5 will be 500%. And you put 100, it will be 100 times louder. So be careful about this. So it's always 0 to 1. Okay, and pen is measured from -1 to 1. Okay, -1 will play to the left and 1 will play to the right. Okay, so now that we've done it, now to play a sound that's been loaded into a sound instance, we just tell the channel to play. Okay, so that's it. So we say, okay, we've got to play it. And we've got to put this in the next line. Channel. Okay, we can say trans. So SoundTransform has been associated with the trans object. So there we have it. Okay, so over here there's an error. So current pan. So do we have current pan here? There's an error here. I didn't put the capital P. So let's try one more time. Okay, so let's okay, so that's our sound. Okay, so let's go into the next part here, which is control the visibility of our pan and volume controls. So let's come back over here. So we got our sound objects here playing. So now that everything can play, we got to just put our pan sliders to visibility. Okay, and over there that's done. Okay, so what this does is that it changes the text and it tells what's the current volume and current pan levels. Okay, so again, let's try it out. I play something. Let's play, current pan label. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, now the reason why it doesn't change is because there's no listeners to listen to our movement of our sliders. So it only can play the current volume, which is the default, it's 50, and the current pan, which is 0. Okay, so the next thing it's got to do is that we got to take a listener for the ID3 tags of the MP3 file. Now if we look in all our iTunes, okay, I'm going to show you. Now look at our files here. Now if you go get info in iTunes, you can actually see there's information like the name of the song, the artist, the album that it's from. So this information can be read in Flash, and you can actually display it in our program. Okay, so let's come back over here. We got to put something else here, which is sound.add event listener event.id3 id3 handler. Okay, so over here we got to create our id3 method. Okay. So it's going to call every time new data is loaded from new data from loaded MP3 is available. Okay, and we store the ID3 property of the sound class that loaded the MP3 file. Okay, so we got to just type this in. So let's go find out what is the ID3 D3 info sound.id3. And we got to find out what the song name is. Okay. Now, if there's no ID information, it will be null. So we've got to check whether it's null first. ID3 dot song name not equals to null. Put this here. Okay. So you got song title text ID3 song name. So let's just try it out here. So let's play it again. And notice now when I click on it, the song name is displayed over here. Okay, now if you don't like it being displayed on the top left corner, we can just select this part over here, which is text field, and we just set the alignment should be over here. Okay. And then we try it again. Notice now. Okay. Now over here we got put we got find more information, which is to get the artist name and this publisher and everything else there. So come over here, and we just got add more stuff. And over here, okay, now the /n means it's going to be a new line. Okay. And we got to put more information into the information text box. Okay, and you got to type here info append text. Okay, and over here it is gonna be passionrecords.com. Okay, this is just now this part over here is just another extra spacing here. We got to put it because the .com will go on the next line. Okay. So let's try one more time. Hopefully not. So we can touch. Notice artist Jonathan Keezer. Okay. So there we have it. Okay, so now we're going to add a text format object, and we're going to be able to format the text. We're going to change the font and everything. So over here, we're going to just come over here, and we're going to come out here and say var format text format. So new text format font equals to Arial black. Okay. Now if you want to change any different font, you can always change the font, and I'll show you later how to do that. And finally, there's this URL property, which when we put that, it will actually allow us to go to a website. Okay, so this is the URL, and you can actually say for more info, find more, set it, let's say info default, text format equals to format. Okay, so let's see whether this works. So if the font button change, let me see if I click on it. Okay, so you want to change the fonts. Okay, let's see what the fonts I have available. So you want to see what the fonts are available. So I'm just going to go to System Preferences and go look for my fonts. Can you find out what fonts I have? Oh gosh. Do I have fonts here? My fonts. Yeah. So let me see if I can choose different fonts. For example, I want to choose Helvetica. Maybe we can choose Helvetica Noir Light. Helvetica Noir Light. So I want like that. Let's try one more time. Can't find the font. Let's try something else. Just go back to plain old Helvetica. Oops, like that. So what font can I use? Oh gosh. Okay, maybe I'll try. I'll try Century Gothic. And I hope that works. Oops. I've got to put the word regular. Just one more time. So it seems like Arial Black does work. Okay, so again, it's the fonts that you want to use in your program. Okay, I think it's probably the font here. Should I look at the fonts that are available? Okay, so there's actually a font here, Arial Black. So it looks like I have to add in another font here. So I'm going to try another font. Okay. So font 2 would be, okay, I'm going to change it to something else. So I'm going to try Helvetica again. Helvetica. Okay, Helvetica regular. So let's try one more time. And I hope this works. Nope. Oh well, we'll figure it out another time, another world. So we'll just stick with Arial Black for the time being. And go on to the next part. We gotta add our slider controls over here. So again, over here we've just got add event listeners, slider event, change, volume change, and we've got to put here pan slide dot add event listener, slider event, pan change, and of course we got to create the methods. And of course I can set the volume label text to current volume plus integer times 100. Okay, same thing for this one over here. So now we set the volume. Okay, then we gotta say, okay, gotta change the transformation of the volume equals to, okay, okay, and so we gotta set the transformation there. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. By the way, this should be value, not value of e target value pan label dot text equals to current pan and of course over here okay, so that's it. Okay, there's some errors, so again let's check what our errors are. Okay, so over here we got this error over here. current vol. One more time. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Gotta type this over here. Increase the sound. Changes the volume. Turns off the volume. The highest volume.
You tried to shelter me from pain in a desperate, lonely call.
Okay, so that's it. That's the end of today's lesson. Okay, so you can try some things on your own, like
read the
get more ID3 tags, like the album name, and you can also create other properties.
If you
like,
could
example,
hear me
change
now,
the
would you
font
take the pain away?
That you could do. So try to figure out how to change the font.
If you could hear me now, I know what I would say.
Fonts like Helvetica, for example. So thank you very much, and see you in the next lesson.